RIN TV coverage of the 2015 Joint Industry Forum is brought to you by PCS, a unit of Verisk Analytics. We spoke with several industry leaders at the recent Joint Industry Forum in New York. Here, Mike Morrissey, President and CEO of the International Insurance Society, shared his thoughts on the meeting as well as his views on growth opportunities around the globe.
I've attended these conferences regularly for many years, and I find that the tone has been somewhat different today. Every year we talk about recent trends, our rates getting more competitive, less competitive, etc. This year, more than ever before, I've heard about long-term structural changes in the business, almost demographic changes, almost generational changes. And I've heard the phrase industry needing to reinvent itself. Things like safer cars, fewer accidents, different structures of property insurance. And it makes me wonder if this industry may not benefit from the kind of reinvention that a number of computer makers have gone through. For instance, I spent yesterday at the United Nations working with their teams, two teams, one involving climate smart investing and the insurance industry's role in it, and the other team talking about disaster risk reduction and the insurance industry's role in that. And it's clear to me that the key capabilities of the insurance industry are risk management and investing the proceeds, not the bearing of risk on their balance sheets. Because now, after all, many of the insureds have bigger balance sheets than the insurance companies. But the risk management capabilities and skills of the insurance industry can be used in a variety of ways beyond what the industry currently does. If you think about how IBM reinvented itself from being a hardware provider to being a provider of services, I could see many insurance companies using their risk management skills, not just to take and hold risk on their balance sheet, but to advise clients, much as the brokers do now, using the risk management skills. So I think there are new opportunities, but challenging opportunities that not every company is going to be able to take advantage of. Well, not surprisingly, there's been more growth in Asia than there has been in Europe when we think about the industry outside the United States. And the growth patterns in in Asia fall into two categories. There are companies like Japan, some of the mature countries, including Korea, that see their own economies slowing down, perhaps not as slow as Europe, but slowing down by their standards, who are now looking to make acquisitions and to grow internationally to keep their growth going. And then there are the countries that have internal growth, like Indonesia, like Malaysia, and obviously China. And even China, which has extraordinary internal growth prospects, is looking internationally. I visited with the management of Fosun in Shanghai a few weeks ago. They set up Peak Re in Hong Kong. They bought Caixa Seguros in Portugal. They own 25% of Ironshore now in Bermuda, and they just spent $400 million to buy Meadowbrook Insurance in the United States. So there's a lot of capability. I visited two of the leading risk management universities, Fudan University in Shanghai and Peking University in Beijing. They're churning out young risk management and insurance professionals, and the industry is really going to grow dramatically there. Well, geographically, I see tremendous growth in Southeast Asia with the ASEAN, Association of Southeast Asian Nations, economic community coming together in 2016. I mean, Vietnam is overlooked by a lot of Americans. It has 90 million people and a rapidly growing economy. So tremendous growth in Southeast Asia. I see great growth opportunities in the Middle East. I'm going to Bahrain in a week and a half. And of course Latin America, but I'd say Southeast Asia first, Middle East second, Latin America third in growth prospects, with China, US, and finally Europe below them. We talked about cyber risk. It's still a controversial area in terms of the actual growth potential. If the conversations could be turned into dollars, it would be a boomer, but there's a lot of talk and not much business yet. I do think that the Sony scandal, the North Korea, The recent hacking of the government's YouTube and Twitter accounts is going to cause more people to buy the coverage, but like any new liability coverage, there's no claims history, and whether or not the industry can price it reasonably is just guesswork at this time.
For more of our coverage of the 2015 Joint Industry Forum, visit the RIN TV On Demand Library.